So I want to talk about my PC gaming journey. We're going on 4 years now since I first decided to take the leap into PC gaming. And it all started, I put an ad on Craigslist. I asked if anyone would be interested in trading a vanilla PS4 for an equivalent gaming PC, figuring I would get zero responses. Sure enough, a really good dude by the name of Tanner responded. It was crazy because it was a coincidence. He lived probably 35, 40 minutes from where I did. And he hit me up and he said, man, it's crazy you posted this because I was actually looking to get out of PC gaming and get into console gaming. Great dude. Shout out to Tanner. Hope all is well with you, bro. So keep in mind I had zero idea about components, GPUs, CPUs, coolers, MOBOs, cranking up settings, what you could get out of your hardware. I knew nothing about any of that. The rig I traded for, it had 8 gigs of RAM. I believe it was G-Skills Ripjaws. I don't remember the speed of that RAM. It had a R9 270X graphics card, MSI, an ITX Grenade motherboard. This motherboard was so small once I got it out that I look back on it now and I'm like, wow. It had an Athlon 860K processor in it. And I was playing games already with that hardware. At the time, you got to remember the Pro consoles weren't out. So I was playing games already exceeding console performance just with that rig. And I was absolutely blown away. And that was nothing, from what I know now, that was nothing but a low-end starting rig. So it's crazy. I made several upgrades, including motherboards. I got an FX 6300, an FX 8350. I had a GTX 970, even upgraded to 16 gigs of that G-Skills that came with that first build. I even had a 1060 6 gig. And it was crazy. And by this time, I had gotten the full-blown itch, and I decided to try a build from scratch. I ended up doing this build. I grabbed the GTX 1070. I think I paired it with an 8350 at the time. I grabbed a NZXT cooler. You can see all that from the pictures at the beginning of this video, guys. You can see all these builds and they're in order. So the first picture, in the little vid, that's the first build that I had traded for. I believe I had an NZXT X61 liquid cooler, I think, for the first time. And fast forward 4 years, and now here I have a RTX 2070 XC Gaming Ultra, a Ryzen 2700X with 32 gigs of Corsair Vengeance DDR4 at 3200 megahertz, a 750 watt Vega power supply, and a Corsair H100i RGB Platinum Pro AIO. We're rocking out a 27-inch 1440p 144 hertz Dell G-Sync monitor, and I started on a TV when I got that first PC, a 1080p Vizio TV. So it's crazy. Then I upgraded to a monitor, got an Asus, then a 4K Samsung, and obviously now we're rocking out on the G-Sync panel. I'm going to say this, guys. PC gaming is one of those things that you hear there are so many problems. That's all you hear. There's so many problems. Games don't boot, all these different things. So I was kind of nervous getting into it. And I got to say, the biggest problem I've had is a hard drive went out and it was causing severe audio stuttering. I remember it was on Mafia 3. The game was just unplayable. I had troubleshot. I could not figure it out. Finally, I said, this has got to be a hard drive issue. I switched out the hard drive and I was good. Any other problems I've ever had have been self-inflicted by messing with things that I didn't know about, making changes I didn't know about, and just all my fault. The other thing people were saying is the ease of use. Oh, we love our consoles. We plug them in. We boom. We're into our games. Well, let me just tell you guys, PC gaming is just as easy. You boot your system. My current rig boots up in about 5 seconds. Boom, I'm into Windows. Open a client. Open a shortcut on your desktop. If you've put your games there, bam, you're in your games. It's no harder than booting up a console. The only issue I ever had with a game not booting was the first Crysis, and to this day I still don't know what was up with that. Never could get that game to run. So as far as major issues, I haven't had anything that weren't self-inflicted. Graphics and frame rate. So before I get into this, let me get this out of the way. With next-gen hardware coming, with the new consoles. I understand 60 frames should and probably will finally be standard for consoles. And the visuals are obviously going to get much better. I mean, the games on current consoles look amazing, so I can't imagine what they're going to look like on the new ones. This isn't meant to bash consoles. I play mine as well, so I get it. However, even with these systems launching next year, they're still going to be behind PC when it comes to visuals, frame rates, and actual fidelity. And to see what I mean by fidelity, you would just have to see PC games running at ultra settings, very high, even high settings. You would just have to see it. I'm still blown away by the visuals that I see, and then I look up and I'm running 100 frames, and the experience is just so smooth, to the point that 60 FPS is starting to feel odd to me. Is it bad? Absolutely not. It just feels odd. Playable? Absolutely. But just different after experiencing 100 excuse me, plus frames per second. Mouse and keyboard. When I first got into PC gaming, I refused to learn mouse and keyboard. I played everything with a controller. I ended up grabbing a Razer Tartarus. It's like a palm pad. It's got the programmable keys, the little mouse. It's hard to explain. It's got like the little space bar by your thumb. Taught myself with that. Later on, I decided I don't want to use this anymore. After several mouse and keyboard upgrades, I decided to teach myself how to play with mouse and keyboard, and now I can never play a first-person shooter without a mouse and keyboard. It's just so much more fluid and responsive, and your aiming is just so much more accurate. It's just precise. But I do play my third-person's games with an Xbox controller. As you can see, I could just never go back to a controller on shooting games. Monitors versus TVs. After upgrading several different monitors, which were all leaps and bounds over a TV, I ended up, like I said above, with a 1440 144 Hz G-Sync panel, 27-inch. And feeling G-Sync in action, FreeSync if you have an AMD GPU, with 1 millisecond response time is just absolutely crazy. Everything just flows so well, so smooth, and just looks super crisp. I started out with that first rig. Like I said, I was playing on the TV, and once I switched, I could never do it again. Monitors are honestly, that's where it's at if you're playing on a PC for sure. To close this out, I'm going to say this, guys. I'm a gamer at heart. Most of you guys that have been following me, you know that I've been gaming 30 plus years. So whatever folks enjoy gaming on, I'm all for it. Whether it be consoles, handhelds, hell, even if you're enjoying cell phone games, I understand. Which, by the way, I heard that Call of Duty mobile is pretty cool. But at the risk of sounding like a so-called PC fanboy, a PC elitist, I'm going to say that there's just no way console gaming will ever be on par as far as fidelity, frame rates, and just performance in general. I think the last time a console was on par with the current PCs at the time was with the Xbox 360. So that's just not going to happen, guys. We're going to get great consoles this next gen, but they're just not going to be PC level consoles. Once you get that building itch, there is no better feeling as a gamer than building a system, seeing your handiwork in action, and just knowing, hey, I built this, look what I'm doing, I'm just crushing these settings. It's just a great feeling. So making the leap to PC gaming is honestly the best thing I have ever decided to do as a gamer. Just absolutely enjoy it. Like I said, I love the building aspect, the upgrading aspect, all this kind of thing. So that could be a big part of it as well, not just the performance and all this kind of thing. So that said, I'm excited to see what this next generation of consoles can do. I know they're going to be great. I'm looking forward to them. You guys know I'll have them both. So that's all I got for you guys. It's my little comparison. The last 4 years of PC gaming, where I'm at. I'm loving it. I can never go back. And yeah, that's it. So chime off in the comments section. Let me know what you guys think. If any of you have made the switch. Like I said, this video isn't the bash console. I play mine. Play on what you want. Play on what you enjoy. I totally get it. I'm going to let you guys go. Chime off in the comments section. Gotti360. Keep it gaming.